Hello, and thanks for joining me. My goal in this video is to teach you how to apply for one of our rental properties. First thing you'll need to know is how to find our rental application. To find this, you'll head to our website and look for a link that says either apply or rental application. Depending on which one of our sites you're using, you'll find this at either the very top or the very bottom of any site page. We will need an application for every resident over 18. When filling out this application, you'll notice that most of the fields of data are required, meaning that you will not be able to submit the application if you do not enter something into one of these fields. Please fill out the application completely. An uncompleted application may not be processable. Do not just enter a bunch of zeros or whatever else just to get past that field of data, but instead, please take the time to gather and fill in all the data required. For example, please be sure to include a full housing history because applicants with no listed contact information for landlords are providing an example of an incomplete application. Or, for example, if you exclude debts from the credit section and we find them in your credit report, you could be denied. I encourage you to run your Quizzle report first before you fill out your application. This Quizzle report will show you everything I will see, giving you the chance to assure that all your credit history and past addresses that I will find are provided in your application. I'll explain a little later in the video what a Quizzle report is and how to acquire it. Any missing information of any kind that is discovered later to be missing from your application could result in your denial. That means you may need to send us another application and fee if you want to try again. Be sure not to skip the emergency contact or personal references section. As we stated, any missing data in any field could result in your denial. Do not use any of your co-residents as an emergency contact or personal reference. These should be people outside the home, for example. Please make sure to include all possible residents on your application. If you are discovered to have an undisclosed occupant residing at your property, it will result in fines and possible eviction. At the very least, it's going to be more expensive for you to add an applicant later than it is for you to do it up front. The same thing applies to your pets. You will want to be sure to include all your pets on your application or assume the same risk. Also remember, all application fees are completely non-refundable. This is why we also list on top of your application page all the other documents that support your application, which we will require. If you cannot provide these things, or feel you are not qualified, then you will want to ask your property manager for advice before you apply to assure you don't waste your application fee. To qualify, you will be required to have a job with verifiable income. We will expect you to produce your last 2 pay stubs. If you're self-employed or receive disability or something like that, then you'll be expected to provide income verification instead of pay stubs. You will also need to have a bank account set up to qualify. All of our tenants pay rent through a tenant portal, so any money that comes to us will need to go through your bank account that is connected to that tenant portal. We will ask you for bank statements for the last 60 days to assure that you do have the full movement amount on hand, that your spending seems to match that of a person who can afford our property, and to verify that you do in fact have a bank account to connect to the tenant portal. Your statements are not your transaction history, though your statements will include your transaction history. Your statements will include also your name, account number, the name of your bank, the dates of the statement period, account balances, and other useful information. If you do not understand what a bank statement should look like specifically, you should ask your bank or property management representative for more information before you send anything. If you do not have the full move-in amount ready, do not apply. Please wait to apply until you have the full move-in amount ready. To confirm you know what the full move-in amount is, you can see it broken down for you in the property listing ad on our website. We will also ask you for 2 forms of government-issued ID. We will also ask you for your Quizzle report. This is just one version of a credit report. We do want to specify this particular credit report. You will have to generate it, and it is totally free for you. To make sure you get the right credit report and send it to us the right way, we have provided step-by-step detailed instructions on the rental application page. Notice in this section of the supporting documents list on the rental application page where it mentions the Quizzle report. In this text, there are a few links. One takes you to the instructions for how to generate the Quizzle report. The other is on how to turn your Quizzle report into a PDF, which can be easily submitted to us. Please do not take screenshots from your phone of your bank statements or Quizzle report pages. Please send these things to us in a PDF. All of the supporting documents should be sent to us through the upload form. If you email your supporting documents, it may result in a delay in processing. It is also more secure for you to upload your personal information through our upload form. To find the upload form, scroll to the bottom of any site page and look for a link that says either Tenant Documents or Upload Documents. On this page is where you will find the uploader, and this is the recommended way to submit your documents. We also encourage you to set up an appointment with your property manager to come into our office. At this appointment, we can help you get all your application processed and supporting documents submitted in one easy meeting. I've noticed that these appointments will shave days or even weeks off of the processing time for approval. Once we have everything we need from you, your application will be sent to our approval department for review. If there are any red flags, you will be asked to provide more information. For example, if there are any negative accounts on your credit report, you will be asked to provide a detailed explanation of why these accounts went negative and what you're doing to correct the matter. If your explanation seems generic, you may not be approved. Or for example, if we find addresses on your Quizzle report that you did not list on your application, we may want to be in touch with those landlords depending. If you cannot provide us with their contact information, we may become suspicious of a previous eviction that you're hiding. It all depends, really. So the best thing is for you to be as upfront on your application as you can be, providing all the information we'll need, especially as regards what we will find in your Quizzle report. Our goal is to be able to approve every applicant who comes our way. We will work hard to get your application approval ready. We want to lease properties fast, so we will do whatever it takes to help you qualify if you can be qualified. If you have any questions, please see your property manager for more information. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.